Hello everyone! Sorry if you were watching when I stopped and started the stream. I realized I was using I was using my Wi-Fi instead of a wired connection and I was dropping frames like crazy. So I figured stop and start before we get going and everybody notices that it's just not keeping up. But I think the stream is stable now. Hopefully my audio is good. I just redid all my setup again. I'm always paranoid about my audio working, so hopefully yes. Um, if not, let me know and I will do what I can to tweak it and fix it. How's everyone's week? I'm excited being back from our team week. It was kind of fun doing a stream last week inside of Channel 9. I was really excited, but back home, back in my office again. And yeah, really excited. So as I'm getting set up, let me just switch over and I'm bringing up the agenda. We can go through and get the agenda loaded back up. All right, that's all. Oh, wait, my screen is off. Of course it's off. How is that? There we go. I think that's right. All right, perfect. I don't know how that got adjusted. There we go. Now you can see what I see the way I'd expect it to. All right. So last week we got well, is that what I did last week? Did I fix the Android login? I remember fixing the Android login, but I didn't think that was last week. Am I out of date somehow? Was that last week? Um, let's go to GitHub and make sure. Yeah, I have the latest everything. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, well, I guess last week we did fix the Android login. I can't remember what I've worked on. Okay, so let's go over to this side. Let's add a new agenda line. Let's start getting this built out. And today is the 22nd, 2019. And let's move Android Audio Player. I haven't done that yet. I'm not going to quite do that yet. Maybe we'll do some of that today. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Why is that looking funny? Normally that format's on that side. All right, I'm gonna do this again just to see if there's something extra in there. Hit enter. There we go. Just looked funny. Okay, so instead of the Android Audio Player, I want to do playlist management. I'm really excited to get some playlist management stuff done. Right now we have a fade player, but we can't even test the fade player because we don't have any of the current playlist management stuff working. So I'm going to work on some playlist management. And I also want to do some stuff with maybe we'll jump in and do the equalizer. I think I'd like to do the equalizer, get that stuff figured out before I do Android native audio. Bass works really well. Um, and maybe after that we will do this. And is there anything from down here we should be looking at? Setting screen's partially done. Welcome screen on Android. I didn't think I needed to do anything special there, but we'll have to look into that. Search screen needs done. Audio playback, we have that pretty much done. Remove that from this list. Video playback, that's definitely needs done. I don't have any of the blurred views. I've got lots of UI still to do. Playlist editing and Last.fm. Well, we'll leave that off for now. I think this is a good starting point. We can probably get a fair amount of the playlist management stuff done. Some of this is just going to be bringing over some old code from gMusic. Some of it is really good, and I don't want to lose. It was hard getting it right, but there is definitely some reworking I want to do there. I'm losing some data with how I cache things, and I don't like losing data, so we'll definitely reduce some of that. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Is there anything the viewers want to see me work on or like to see done? If so, let me know. You guys have power to help me tweak this thing. Okay, let's hit enter there. There we go. That looks better. And let's save that. Um, all right. Well, if everyone's going to be quiet and no one has any opinion, I might just get started. All right. So while we look at the old stuff, while we get going on this, let's look at the old stuff a little bit. Let's look at how I did this. And I know I already started on the Playback Manager file. Actually, let's start by updating all our packages. And we'll let that run. New Xamarin.Forms came out. I'd like to get on the new hotness. Had an awesome launch party today. I got to watch part of it. Hopefully you guys got to see some of that. Very exciting. All right, let's get the NuGets updating while I go play with this. And let's go to manager and we have the playback manager. So this is the class that I really want to work on today. Right now we have our own, which is kind of just blah. It has a couple things filled out, but it's not really doing anything right. So, all right. And some of the old Playback Manager would talk to view models, which don't exist anymore. So most of that I want to make sure all goes through the database class instead of through view models. It's kind of weird to look at view models to get data off of them in this state. Yeah, artifacts of building an app for too long. And let me make code bigger. All right, hopefully that's nice and big. Oops, now let's jump into the old class. Oh, accept, hopefully that's the last accept I need, and that'll finish. All right, so if I go, not in iOS, we want to go into shared. And inside of shared, there's managers, and there's a playback manager. And I may just copy a lot of this. Let me double check. Right, I had some stuff in here. We're not going to do this. We're going to move this stuff out of here because there's no point in doing that. This is for keeping track of like the play, next, and all that on Mac. And then I also have stuff for the remote control stuff, which will work for the touch bar and also work on iOS, the notification stuff. That's the native track handler is what does all of the pop-ups. Like if you're looking at your lock screen, you're seeing, hey, what's on this song? The artwork and all that's handled by that. So we'll need to bring some of that stuff in here. Whenever this thing starts, I always load the playlist. And the reason for that is I want to load back the existing state. So if you force quit the app or the app crashed, or you just haven't been listening to your music for a while, so it all leaves memory and you come back, I want stuff to continue on. So yeah, let's just copy this in and see what happens. Actually, I don't want all of this because I want to keep my kill timer. I'm trying to remember what that one's for. I have a couple timers that run in this thing, and I may drop it down to just one. So let's copy this. Hopefully this is all updated now. And we're going to leave that how it is. The old one uses an old player, which is gone. And let's see if it builds. Let's see what's missing. See if we can get it building, and then from there, so let's bring in, oh, let me get my keycaster up here. And then of course it's always in the wrong spot. There we go. All right, so that one, nope, this one. Nope, thought it was. I can't remember okay. I'm just gonna click on the button like a heathen. That's what I was trying to get it to do. Maybe the pop-up just was not cooperating. All right, click it once. That's normally way faster than that. All right, so using localizations, let's bring that in. Scrabble Manager, that doesn't exist in there anymore. Settings, current playback context, we're gonna need to deal with that. Dun, dun, dun. What else is missing? Native audio player. We don't have a native audio player anymore. Like I said, if you've been following along, some of the old stuff was done in a weird way, and we had that. We don't need that anymore. We now have just our own fade player, so let's find the native audio player. We are not going to use you. You are pointless. Native player.subscribe to. Okay, this we are dealing with. We're going to do this differently. Let's just comment this out right now. And let's leave that how it is. Let's bring in our timer. Come on. Is that hotkey gone? And that fixes that. This stuff we'll need to deal with. We'll leave it how it is for right now. Let's bring in that. So let's find all of these and let's just replace them with player. It might work. It might not. Might cause lots of issues, but I think it should work. Replace all. Okay. Oh, did I use the wrong timer? I think it's system.timers. I used the wrong one. All right, dun, dun, dun. All right, player is definitely missing a few things that we'll need to add in there. Current time and that. Oh, I did remove one thing too many. We need tasks. All right, and this is going to need link. Mainly just adding usings. We can handle that. I thought it was. What's up with my hotkeys? This is going to make coding very, very painful if I don't have hotkeys. All right, using system.link. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so we're going to need to look at. Oh, I did do a global thing on that one. Database.main. I don't know what's up with that. We don't need this one anymore. Aha, that's the problem, is that using is not there yet. Then that'll fix all those ones. Okay, player.playSong needs to be implemented. Playlist view model. Aha, here's some of the stuff where I was talking about where I talked to the view model. I don't want to do this stuff anymore. So this stuff needs fixed. We're not going to play it. Well, we won't fix that yet, but that's going to need fixed. I don't like how I did any of that. Also, we'll look at the temp playlist or some of the playlist stuff, though. I don't like all of that. We'll definitely want to fix some of that. More of theirs needs fixed. Okay, play a song, play a song. More of this playlist view model, that create group info. It was okay, it worked pretty good, but we're not going to stick with that. I'm going to move it all to the database. Okay, I'm going to need to add some check for offline stuff. The notification stuff all needs fixed. More things missing. Getting somewhere. Getting somewhere. So you'll notice as we're playing things, I always do like notifications and then why it changed. I want to know why a song changed, so it was skipped if someone did it. That way we can report that back to the various services and they can curate radio stations based on why you changed. You just switch stations. If you skip the song, it's like, oh, they might not like that one. All right, send notification. Scrabble manager shared. Right, this is the thing, this doesn't even exist yet. We're just going to comment this out and just put a big fat to do. All right, oops, comment that out too. Missed something. All right, prepare next track. This is an important one. It deals with our current playback track, and then it's going to have a thing to cue the track. That doesn't, I thought cue track would have existed on that. Let's go look at our fade player really quick. It's not in iOS. Why am I looking at iOS? It's in shared code. All right, so we have our playback fade player. Thought it had cue. Maybe it just has prepare song. Does not have cue. All right, either way, we'll deal with that. We'll get it dealing with queuing up the next song. And what's next? Not a problem. All right, and that fade player, like I said, when we had built it before, we'd changed a lot of code from it, so it's going to need some fixing anyway. It's not exactly how it was originally written. I've changed it to make it better, and it's going to need some of the old logic from the old native audio player for sure. Right. Lots of fixing broken code. This is just deleting that extra namespace stuff. Used to be nested in an object. Looking pretty good. I'm just going to need to add some stuff for playing songs. So it needs one with isVideo equals false. Something. Okay. Aha. Yes, bring in this. So oh, the crypto rando was not, this is from the old gMusic. Let's go grab that. So what I've done is my shuffle doesn't use the built-in system.randoms because if you do enough things, it actually isn't that random anymore and actually becomes kind of predictable. But if you use cryptography, you can get things very, very random, which is nice because I hate like, oh, same songs keep playing. I like more of a random if you're actually going to use random. All right, so that is in data. Yeah, data. Copy that over. And we're good. All right, so now that should exist. So now, yeah, when you use this random, it's really, really random. Okay, bring in file. All right, playlist. So this is the part I want to really make some changes around. So I have the current playlist, which I write out. And right now it's just indexes, if I remember correctly. It's just a list of indexes. Yes, a list of ints. The problem with just being a purely list of ints, and maybe I don't have to do it here. So what this index goes, there's a couple things going on here. One is the current order of things. Like, so this is the index of what it exists inside of the database. And maybe I'll add stuff into the database when this song's ordered. Yeah, this stuff is very tricky. All right, not dealing with that yet, not dealing with any of that yet. We'll add all the duration stuff on there. Say next, and none of this stuff is actually being called yet. And to queue. All right, we have extra curly braces. Okay, okay, this is getting somewhere. Let's work on filling out the player and getting the player up to snuff. So that way it can handle all of these missing properties and it can handle things. Then, or actually, let's fix this view model stuff. These will be super easy. All right, so if we go look at the old one, it'll be really straightforward what we're doing here. We'll go into the view models, and this is the playlist view model. So inside the playlist view model, I had create. Oh no, that came from the base. Base view model has create. That's why I did it that way, because I wanted to keep things simple. I didn't want that implemented in different places. So inside the table view model, let's see create. Find that create. Well, we're just going to move this to our new database class, and that will fix this. All right, so playlist. I'm going to look in here. Okay, it is in there. I must go. All right, this one. So what we'll do is this exists here, which is used by this. I think this is used inside of here too, but we'll make them all, yeah. We're going to make them all use the playlist one though. I mean, the database one. So if we go to our database, and inside of here, we're just going to start adding some new stuff at the bottom. Okay, and doesn't need to be static. Perfect. We can also, I like the new fancier syntax. This code is old. All right, perfect. So now inside of here, we can just do database main create group info. And we had one more of those, didn't we? Or a couple more of those. All right. Deal with that. So the app, a couple reasons I was doing like the app, the global is playing. We send back to know the state. That is useful at times. So I'll probably re-implement that stuff. Here we go. That there. Then there was one for the auto playlists. Auto playlists are different. Okay, do this here. Let's go back, put this into the database again. Okay. Perfect, we'll leave that how it is. And let's do this one here. Okay, oh, I missed one of those. All right, so that should have been all the view model stuff fixed. We're missing a couple app ones for like when the app, when it starts playing or is not playing, and then it's all player stuff. And then if we fix a couple of those, maybe we'll just stub them out. Then we'll pipe them in for real. Then we can clean this thing up and fix some of the things that I don't like in here. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's start with the app. So we'll just do, for this, we'll just create, generate method, check for offline. What else did we have in there? App show alerts already there. Any more? All right, here we go. Let's add these two in here. I want to reevaluate some of these timers while we're in here as well. All right, so we'll generate that. We will generate this one. And I think it's just on to fixing the fade player to now handle what this expects. And some of these might already exist, just named differently. So we'll have to pay attention to what's going on there. Play song, play song, play song. Lots of play songs. Play song, cue track, current time. All right, current time and duration are going to be easy ones. Add music on. All right, let's jump into the player and fix some of these. And we need to uncomment all that stuff too. Comment all this out for now. We might implement some of that stuff today. That stuff's pretty cool. Pretty straightforward. All right, to do. Let's we might not even bring them back right here, but they need to come back. I don't want to forget about them. All right, current time. So let's implement this, generate property. Let's, come on, generate faster. And then let's generate you. Nope. All right, let's just go to here for now. All right, current one. This one is never going to be a set. It's just a get. And what we'll do is, actually, let's just delete that. So this is really easy. Dot current time in seconds, 0. Nice and easy. Now if we do the same thing, public double duration, current player, oops. Oh, did we already have current seconds on this one? Nice. I said some of these probably already existed. Maybe we'll delete the old one and just use that. Let's go to this and see what it does. Yeah, nice. We are just going to delete this. We're not even going to use it. And then do I have duration done? Because it'll be right next to that. Perfect. I like it. Current time in seconds. Dot duration. I had to specify seconds just for my own sanity because a lot of different things they'll tell you the time in milliseconds or seconds or whatnot. So it's actually tricky to keep track of that. All right, lots of play songs, lots of play songs. Lots of play songs. Cue track, that one's important. Current time. All right, go get that. No, that was actually interesting. It's interesting logic to pull out where I just fixed that. Where was that? All right, right here. So this, I kind of talked about this, glanced over this in other streams, but with the previous, I do a check with how long has it been since this song's been playing. System.timespan. Yeah, system.timespan can be really useful for that. It's just keeping track of what it is. The problem is those numbers come back as like ints from the services. So it's like, oh, what is that? I probably should just do it as a time span. That would make sense, but I just kept it as integers. But yeah. All right, so this stuff's interesting because this keeps track of what to do when you press the previous button. So if there is no song, so nothing's playing, you don't need to even worry about the previous button because there's no song. Don't worry about things. So I keep I keep track of the last time you pressed the back button. And if it's less than 5 seconds, and the current time on the song is less than 5 seconds, so you've just done it and you've done it, it'll go back a song. If not, if you just do it once, it will, yeah, so you can double tap to go back a song, or if you double press back, it will just reset the song. So kind of cool to start it over. Little logic that, yeah, was tricky to. I played with that one for a little bit, and I like the way it feels now, so pretty happy with that. All right, so I think all we're gonna do is the cue song and the play song. The old one would set the current song, so we might need to deal with that. Oh, I had prepare first track. So when it's loaded, get the song ready, but don't play. So get everything queued up, so the moment you press play, we're good. All right, duration. All right, so all we have left are a couple queuing things and current song. All right, so this does have current song though, right? Okay, and that cannot be set. So we're probably, this is getting set inside this prepare first track, so we're just gonna make sure that does it. And this is one of the things that I wanted to change. Notice how it says settings, current playback info is video. So if you queue up multiple videos or you go back, it forgets what was supposed to be a video and what's not. It only does a video if you're like, play video now, or if you say always prefer video. So that's something that I really want to fix. So let's implement this, quick fix. Let's generate that. And once that generates, where does it put that? All right, inside of here, we'll do current song. Actually, we'll leave that throw not implemented. But I just want to make sure we know current song equals song. So we set that. All right, that is good. What's this complaining about? Because it's not awaited. Oh, yeah, this does a thing where it waits for it to set itself up, and then it will fast forward to where you were actually at. I actually keep track of the current playback state. So if you stop listening to music, the app crashes, it'll actually resume right where you were at. All right, so we need to add a new one in here. We'll just do this. This one's not override. It'll just be play song is video false. So we'll just do false, true. Let's go double check what the native audio player did. I just want to make sure I'm not doing anything crazy there. But I'm pretty sure it did something like that. Is that not what it was called? Wrong one. Here we go. Play song. So this one might exist inside the iOS and Android specific ones. Let's go back to here. The old project, yeah, it's hard to follow stuff. That's why I like that I'm redoing this. I'm doing it all in .NET Standard. So that way there's no what lives where. It's all pretty easy to follow. Even I would forget how to keep track of some of the stuff sometimes with all my partial classes. I liked it. Oh, it's an Apple, not even iOS. But it gets tricky. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Oops, wrong one. All right, so play song. No, that's the check playlist status. It's almost the same thing. It would just get things. I put all of this. Oh, I don't have the silent player yet. Can't forget my silent player. I've explained that before. It's very, very important. Actually, let's look at this and see if I'm missing anything in here. I don't want to lose any logic I had before. That was really important. Okay, I would definitely lose logic if I just did this. All right, so let's fix this. And it's funny that I have this in here because I need the same exact logic on Android. Silent Player is the only thing that I don't need. But yeah, I would totally lose this logic or duplicate it with my old architecture. All right, so I want to look into this and see what it did. Playback started doesn't exist. What did I do with that? Okay. Oh, that was for making sure it was actually playing. So this had a lot of logic in here. If the playback stalled for some reason, let's check the downloader. Let's see if there's anything we can do to poke it or prod it to make it work. So, oops, wrong button. Bring this back up. So we're definitely going to bring back some stuff. Sad, I was going to lose some logic. We didn't. We didn't. We're good. Nothing's lost. Yeah, the fade players. I'm just trying to think right now if the fade players where all of this logic should live. Because it might be extending that past it. That's why I had it nested before. What's your guys' thoughts? Should the fade player make sure that it's still playing? Or should I have another class just to separate that logic a little bit and make it easier? Also, when this current song changed, I believe it did a notification telling everything. Yep, I did. Let's do some of this and we'll do an internal set. No, I have too many places where I set that backwards. Trying to think the right way to handle this. Let's call pause. That's all I need to do there. All right, so player. This logic isn't quite going to work because it's except this can just call that and then it'll work right. Scroveler needs to come back everywhere. The reason I do this check, in the time it takes to prepare and get this song, you could have pressed next and skip songs, and then I'm in a horrible state. So I do a check first. And then I also keep track of, oh, we couldn't play this song, we're gonna skip songs. And then, or after we can't play it a bunch of times. And then I also will eventually pause the app as well. Because there's no point in keep just like skip, 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 and go through like 100 songs in a playlist. Eventually just stop the music and tell you there was an issue. Thought that was the something's really wrong with the hotkeys. All right, so we're going to add this variable. Okay, add that in there. Playback started. Let's add this in here. Okay, that should set. And eventually we'll just say, need to figure out how we're going to tie in the silent player. I'm probably going to do that with the global stuff because before we say, hey, we're playing or we're not. So I'd like to do something there. So we have the global state, keep it playing. So we're not doing any of this in iOS. And we'll just move that to the iOS project specifically. This also is going to be done at the iOS level. All right, so this play song. Let me think. I almost think that this needs to be this one. Yeah, I think I'm going to change this a little bit. I'm going to make this one, and this will be an internal one. Because I don't like having two of them that are almost the same. Let's just actually grab that whole line. Okay. Let's do this. That force play is used when I am going through and, yeah, that's getting used when I'm trying and trying, it's just not working. I'm pretty sure that's where I use the force play. Goes and resets the player and shuts it all down and reinitializes everything it possibly can for that. That way it does a teardown. It's kind of nice to make sure things work. All right, reset secondary. I thought I brought some of the fade. Huh, interesting. All right. Okay, I like this better. That way this is using the public interface for the play song. We're going to set this to false. That way it'll match the existing stuff for out in here. All right, let's see what this does. I think the only thing lefting is the cue, right? We'll need to do the preparation stuff. All right, I'm just going to save it and build. We should get a couple errors somewhere in here. Getting there, though. Uh-oh. What? My generated code. This is all generated code. That's right, we'll comment this out. Forgot we even did this. I did this, yeah, generated some code for fun. Trying to decide how I wanted form styles to be. All right, that's better. Guess I should have upgraded before, or built after I upgraded. All right, Playback Manager does not contain next. That's fixable, because it does. Well, we have a different thing. It's not called next. All right, so now we have queue. Queuing the track. This is getting the next one ready. So we'll just build this in. What's the old one? I want to keep the method the same. The queuing I don't think is platform specific. I think that lived in here. No, even that was in the platform specific. Like I said, this old code. Oh, right. Player.queue. And so that just passed on to the fade player. Oh, perfect. We can fix that. That doesn't even need anything. We already have it then. I think. Perfect. All right. Yeah, that's right. So what's the other error? Next. Next track. It's a problem with rebuilding it from scratch. I renamed it something different. And actually, we can await this. All right, that's building. Super exciting. If that stuff's in there, let's tie this into our playback, and let's make sure when we tap on something, we'll build the playlist out. If that's all working, we'll commit this, and then it'll pre-cache the next one. And then if that's all working, it's not all working because we have some stuff copied out, commented out. The stuff with the state, and then also current song changing. We'll deal with that in a minute. Yeah, but I think that's pretty good. We don't have it. We'll need to bring all this stuff over for iOS. It built. Let's run it. If that works, we'll commit it, clean a few things up, and I want to fix the video stuff even though we don't have video yet. I want to keep track of whether things are videos or not. The only downside to doing that, I might make it its own table. I like how lean this playlist stuff is because it's just a bunch of ints. There's nothing to deserialize. It's just, hey, these are ints. Just shove them into a list. If I make them to where they're two things, I now have to parse. And I really like how fast this playlist management stuff is. But now that this is working, once we have this, we're going to have the current song, which we can bind to. And the current song will let us bind all this stuff. All right. So let's put some breakpoints in here. I want to make sure this stuff works. Oh, I need to... Let's go to the playlist, the stuff for songs. Let's go to views. That's where it's at. Views, songs. This is going to just say, hey, play this song. And yeah, that's right. This should be good. All right, so it's not an artist. We don't care about an artist. So it's not an artist. It's not that. It is not a genre. It's just a song. So if we do play now, and this is some logic I think I want to change as well. Right now, I clear everything out and I just play it. But I think I want, if you have a playlist going and you go tap on any song, we're just going to play that one song and then continue. That's how it works if you do it from the search. Well, the old search. Let's look how some of this stuff works, because now I'm trying to remember. And I know I want to change some of this logic. I want to make it to where it makes more sense, because you always got to think of the context of how this was done. All right, yes, so this is going to create a whole new playlist. Set this whole puppy up again. And then once it's done with that, it's going to say go prepare the next track. So that way it is set up. It goes, gets the next one, queues that. Oh, I don't actually do anything with my queuing on this yet. Do I? Let's see what I do. Okay. Yeah, I need to do stuff ahead of time because the old queue would go and make sure it gets added to the download queue, and I don't think I'm doing that yet until there's 15 seconds yet. Hey, Puzzles32, thanks for the follow. Let's go look at the old queue. I want to make sure I'm doing this right because this isn't making sense. Although it did say it just called queue straight up. Maybe it is right. Maybe I'm missing something. Let's go to our downloader, and let's also throw things in here for the queuing it. Let's pay attention to each track that gets queued. All right, so now let's click on one of these, and I don't think I have shuffle enabled. The UI doesn't work yet, so we can't even check. But I think if I do Atom song, the next thing will be aliens exist. All right, so we do play. Media item is Atom song. Play now, it's going to say, hey, go play this song. Let's jump into that. This is where it's going to go and set up all our playlist stuff. It's going to say, hey, play all our songs. All right, query info. This does lots of stuff to make all of our queries. To get it all figured out, let's press play again. Song is playing. I can hear it. Prepare next track. It did cue the next song. All right, so it is working. Let's look at this output. Now I have like too many songs playing. Okay, awesome. And everything broke, so I was paused, but unless that was just the wrong song. Let me just press next really quick and see if it instantly starts playing. I thought I just fixed that button. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, something's broken. I don't think things are right. I think I missed something. All right, next track. Pause. Next track without pause. Pause works. Next. All right, find references. Okay. I could have sworn I just had to go fix that code. Let's go look at this. Now playing. Now playing screen. I create the next buttons. Create next buttons. Isn't this where I created the next buttons? Ah, here we go. Oh, I don't do anything. Okay, let's hook some of these things up. So Playback Manager .share next track. Let's actually put this in front of the toggle stuff so it instantly happens. And that actually might be enough of a delay to do that, but it's all right. So next track is done. What's previous? Okay, that does it. How did I only hook up the previous button? Who does that? What kind of monster am I? Okay. Oh, also, let's look at the load playlist. That'll give us some telling data as well on the playlist. All right, so load playlist is not called because init is not called anywhere. And that's where that gets called. So let's just do, I don't even know where that was called. We're just gonna be, actually, we'll just do it here. Done. All right, so that's going to load the playlist. Go to this. Oh, it doesn't need anything async, and it's still marked as async. All right. This does have, oh, it's a void instead of a task. It's okay. It's okay. You'll be fine. This here, put this here. What? Did I not have breakpoints in fast enough? Was I not quick enough? Go. This wasn't created yet. That's why I had an init, so it was actually created on the app starting. All right, now I remember. Let's remove that and let's just call this thing. All right, so let's go to app. And do I have some sort of a setup at all in here? No, nothing. All right. So playback manager .share .net. I don't know if any of the other ones have a init. Not many of them do. But this one needs set up at the beginning, so it makes sense. So we'll init this thing. All right, run. Build our playlist. Give me breakpoints. All right, so we have a playlist. Let's do this. All right, so when it loads the playlist, it's going to go and check how many. Try that again, because that should not have not worked. That should have worked. Unless this is crashing, and since it's an async void, it's not telling us anything. So telling. Current playlist is 51 songs. Current song, we're not actually doing anything with. And that comes down to this code being commented out. This is the culprit. All right, so let's bring this code back. This code's not going to work yet. This player is not, we'll fix this. Player is a player, which is an disposable instead of base, what do I call this thing? Base model? Base view model? Models. Base model! That's what I'm looking for. This has all kinds of funny magic in it. All right, so this is my base class I use sometimes, which is fancy. So I have all the notify property change things like normal, but I also have the subscribe and unsubscribe to property. I loathe having everybody subscribe to the same property change and then having to dig out what they are. So I let you subscribe to only one property change instead of all of them, which is really fancy. But I actually have to use that. So let's go into here, current player, current song. I need this guy. And this isn't in shared code either. Why is that not in shared code? I am ridiculous sometimes. All right, woohoo, into here, playback state. Dun, dun, dun. That's done, state changed. This should also, this is gonna change. We are going to do this guy. So we'll say if that invoke, because this also has its own, just because I don't know. Cleaner API state, that is done. Dun, dun, dun. I like it. You don't go here. Current song does not go here. Current song ID does, which we'll probably go through and make some of those. That's right, forget that for now. Let's go to our fade player. Let's bring some of this back into play. So current song, this guy. All right, this, and I'm just going to, I hate underscores, but I'm going to do this so I can fix this. And then I'll change it back. All right, so now when I build this, it's going to blow up like it should. 7 errors. Errors. Yes, of course you don't exist. All right. That one was actually fine. But we're still going to fix all these. Fix all of them. Bum, 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 bum. That was the main one we needed where it set it there. That fixes that. Prepare first track is actually not working either, so we'll need to fix that. Which that should throw an exception because that should get called. Not yet, because we didn't do, now that we fix this, it will. All right. Actually, we're not going to do this because we actually have a nice state one. So player dot state, oh no, state change is already hooked up. So this replaces this. We don't want to fire that twice. And we're actually going to change this. All right, and actually let me undo that really quick. I want to copy that so I don't do this wrong. Redo all that. We'll put this right here. And we'll put all of this nonsense right here. Beautiful, one less subscribe. Okay, perfect. Fight that in a minute. Oh, I had my simulator half off screen. I am sorry, guys. All right, let's run this. Don't need this really quick. Let me fix this. S. You know what? Let's just do this. Much better. Everyone's happier. Run that, run that. All right, so now this time when we set that song, it's going to set the current song ID, which will then make this thing not be null. Run this, return, perfect. Let's click on a new song. Let's do always. That'll be confusing because it should do always, always. Song, perfect, play. The operation is not implemented. Which one is not implemented? Start timers is not implemented. All right, we have too many things hooked up now. App.playing is not implemented. You are correct, sir. All of this is not offline yet, or is not working yet. Let's run that again. Return true. We're just gonna do that right now. Task.fromResult true. All right, is there any questions on what I'm doing? I know I'm kind of like running through a bunch of random stuff right now, trying to get this playback management working. But if there's any questions or any tips or anything you'd recommend, feel free to interrupt and talk. That way I don't feel like I'm just talking to myself into a void. I'm hopefully helping somebody. All right. Prepare first track. Yeah, we need to uncomment that. Yay, that actually worked then. If we got a first track, that means it cached it like it was supposed to. Let's look back at our native audio player. Prepare first track. Oh wait, prepare song, return. Is that it? Well, it does. What's prepare song do? Prepare song. Such a hodgepodge. Prepare song. Okay. We have this already, so we don't need that from there. We have, oops, too many things. Clicking through them all. That's the one in the shared. I want the other one. I want this one. All right, so it's going to wait prepare song, and then it's going to tell the player to prepare the song. All right, so let's jump over to this one. Let's look at this. So prepare song. Prepare song. Song is video. Man, those are named horribly everywhere. All right, actually, it's good enough as an async void. I'm doing it. You're welcome. All right, so, and that should do it all. That should prepare it all the way through. Okay, let's run it. We should now have a song get pre-cached and loaded up. What is inaccessible? Go to declaration. Public you, my sweet friend. Run, build, and play music. You can do it. All right. So it's definitely creating our playlist. We know that. I do want to make sure that it is prepare next track. This goes through, and I want to make sure. Oh, so this is where it's getting the playback data. This is where it is queuing that. Ah, there we go. It is queuing it, so we're good. So it will throw the next track in line, so it will get downloaded. So exciting. So exciting! All right, press play. So now I should be able to just press play, and I hear music. I'm hearing always. Now if I press next, I should still hear always, because that's the next track in line. I am hearing always! Yay, and it's queuing the next song. That was instant, so it doesn't have to download. What's after that is Another Girl, Another Planet. It's working! And it's queuing the next song. Uh-oh, we are getting stuff being canceled. That's fine, because I'm skipping, so the old one's like, you don't need to be handled anymore. But this one is streaming. That's super exciting. And this one's done. The next track is completed. This slider thing is not all forms. I wish I would have done it in forms. That would have been nice, but I didn't. I have a custom renderer for each platform. I really wish I would have done that in forms. But it's tricky because of flyout. Flyout is very fancy and weird, and because of that, the nature of it. Notice by default, flyouts on iOS, I can do this master thing, where it's Android, because it's using the native Android control, it has to overlay all your content, so it was really tricky to do. But yes, music is playing. If I skip to another one, let's check this stuff in. Item is not valid. Okay, let's not go to this. Stream handle is null somehow, and it's not a nullable int. Interesting. How did I do that? Okay, maybe this thing does nullables. Let's see where it's set. How'd that create a null? That is very, very interesting. How do you get a null int when you don't have nullable ints? And then get a null exception when you check if it's not equal to 0. Again, what doesn't it like about that song? It's on setting the state. All right, well, let's make this nullable, and that's really weird. All right, so let's make that nullable. And now fix all the places that breaks things. So I'm not using shell right now. I talked to Rui at our offs, or when we were all in our team week last week, and he recommended some ways for me to do it. Actually, let's do this a nicer way, because that is nasty. All right. So I'm gonna refactor this. Yeah, he has some ideas to make me do it in shell. So I might have him join, see if he wants to join me someday, and let's make it shell. Because I'd like to do it in shell if possible, but it goes back to the way iOS and Android do that thing very differently. So yeah, I'm unsure. If you have some ideas how to make this thing shell, I'll walk you through what I'm doing and we can talk about it. Will that work? I just want to see if this fixes that crash. Oh, yeah. Duh. That's not going to work. Get. Do this right. Yeah, so while that's trying to compile, you'll notice inside of my app, if you go to views, my root page, I create these differently, and I can load up Android to show you why. But iOS, my slide up panel is the main thing you see. So it is two master details. Slide up panel is just a subclass of master detail. So the master is the bottom piece, and then the detail is the flyout. So that's how I do that. Now on Android, it's different. I do a master detail, and then the slide up is the content. And then what I do inside of there is whenever you navigate through, I do custom navigation, so then I change the content of the slide up panel. So I manually change the page behind it instead of letting Forms do its thing anyway, which it doesn't by default as it is. So as the master navigates, whenever you tap on something, it proxies it through to the slide up panel, which then does it to its child. So it's kind of, or to its detail would be the right word. So it's a little tricky and a little weird. All right, let me tap on this, see if it's going to blow up again. Maybe blank spaces is broken. That would be sad. I hear music. I have no idea why that was crashing. I've never seen that. All right. Now, boring. Oh, let's press next, and I should get carousel. And I get carousel. All right, let's make some UI stuff work. Let's commit this. Let's get some UI working, because I want to be able to see and react to this thing going on, especially with you guys not watching, not being able to hear. Topic. Let's do setting up now. UI. Done. All right, so let's commit this stuff. All right, push that nonsense up. Now let's get some UI stuff working. So we have notifications that fly out whenever the current song changes. I don't think I have anything. I'm trying to think the best way to get the current song. So I pass everything around by ID on this stuff. Actually, this one might actually pass the song object around. In that case, we're done. Golden. All right. Windows, close all. So we could data bind this if we want. I don't typically do data binding because I do fancy stuff with the images and the blurs. If we look at the old gMusic, so I like to handle some of that myself. But we can data bind some of this stuff where we can get shuffle working so we can show how the shuffle stuff works. Then add in the video stuff. Thinking. Not iOS. Use now playing page. We could just data bind the current song. Let's just do it. Content page. This is bindable by default, right? So if I do public, to do things that are, yeah, let's just do this. So public, public song. That, I'm going to be lazy. I'm not going to data bind. Actually, did I expose all these things yet? No, I haven't. So, okay, we'll data bind. I go back and forth on this. I like data binding and I don't like data binding. Pick a day and pick a use case. All right, so let's do this. All right. And then there is this dot, there's something to notify that thing through. No. Isn't there? I thought there's a, I'll notify. Not set value, is it? No. There's something in Forms to where it does the binding stuff for you and the automatic stuff under the hood. I just can't remember what it's called. It's the equivalent of my notification thing that I do. Oh, someone's here. I might have to go answer the door. Someone's here. Nice having cameras. Ah, dropped my phone. I can't see. Oh well. The doorbell rings. They'll tell me. Okay. Does anyone remember what that is? There's something about notifying the property, setting the property, or it's this. Is it? Oh, it's this one. On property changed, right? No, that's not it. All right, let's go to declaration. Let's just jump through this. Bindable property. No. Really, I can't just jump to its parent from here? Oh, there we go. Templated page. No, you're not going to let me jump to that? Okay, there's something. Not binding base. Why can't I remember this? Is it set value? But that should have a ref, right? It's for the I notify property change stuff. I thought there was just a thing that I can just call like notify. All right, well, I am not. Does it have to be bindable property? I'm thinking view model stuff. So if this was my view model, I'm going to make this its own view model. You don't have to do all the binding property stuff for view models. It just needs to implement I notify property changed and it trickles through. All right, never mind. Screw it. I'm not going to do that because I don't feel like making a view model for one thing. My dog is barking. Give me... Yeah, but pages have that. I'm going to use my page as my view model. I do that stuff all the time. I just can't remember what the notification's called. One sec. I'm going to go answer my door. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Raise property change. That's the one I'm looking for. Isn't that on pages? Oh, I thought that existed here. But raise property change is the one I'm thinking of. Totally thought that existed here. What does that live on? Pages? I thought like the bindable object something or other somewhere down that chain had that on there. Dun, dun, dun. I really thought that was in there. They have that, and that's infragistics. That's not ours. There's something like raise property changed. Because I thought I could do it through. I could do it for the forms. Because this implements I notify property change, doesn't it? Yeah, it has property changed. So there's a way for us, if you subclass it, to raise that. Oh, is it just called property? No, that's not it. Oh well, I can't remember, guys. I know it's in there somewhere. I've done it before, but I am drawing a major blank. Can't remember. Right. So what we could do is do a view model, but I don't want. Actually, no. We're gonna do this differently. I don't even need to do that. What we'll do is we will just set the binding context. Okay, I'm just gonna do it this way. What I will do is I'm just gonna bind the current song is no, that's I'm thinking too short-termed. I'm going to need because originally for right now this class. Let me open up one more of these. I might need a view model because I'm thinking about long-term now. So short-term, we don't. Long term we do. So maybe I don't until we do. So right now, this is not swipeable. Like, I don't have a carousel here yet. So yeah, when I try swiping, it just does that. Where eventually, this is a carousel. When we swipe, we do this, and that works for many of these. Why is that locked? Okay, it's caught up. But it's even swipeable there. So eventually, I'm going to need a view model. Yeah, so let's just create a view model. It's time. I've been fighting it long enough. We'll do it. Now playing view model. All right. Base view model. Dun dun dun. So public song. Do this. Dun dun dun. Where's my hotkey? All right, do that. We are going to, we'll just do it here. It's time. Totally time. All right, so notification manager. That hotkey used to work. Song change, current song change plus equals tab. Dun dun dun. And I'm never gonna unsubscribe this because I only have one and I don't care. So let's do that. Current song. E.data. That's done. Okay, we'll do this now. Base view model should give me set property. That's the one I'm looking for. Set property, ref current song, comma, value, done. All right. Okay, so now we'll do that and we'll just use this. Needs done, needs happening. Now playing screen. So this dot, what am I thinking? It is the binding context equals new. Now playing view model. The only thing I'm worried about, oh yeah, we'll also do, let's also for good measure, song equals database dot. Not having hotkeys to include these is really slowing me down. Get object song settings dot current song. And let's just be safe. All right, perfect. So now in case we miss that notification, we'll still do it. I'm not against bindable properties. They're just a funky, I don't know. I'm not 100% sold on them. I don't like, I can never remember the API. I always forget, which doesn't help. All right, so text. So this is d:\text now. Do I have data sign time here? All right, and now we also will do text equals binding current song dot is the title property. I don't use these those auto models that often here, and I'm not getting IntelliSense in here. All right, so we need base media item or media item base. Is that what it's called? Media item base. It's just name And okay, name. Okay, and then the other one, the artist on that is artist. I thought I had a display thing. Detail text, I did. Detail text, and that takes care of all that fanciness for me. Perfect. All right. Current song dot detail text. Yay! All right. Now once this works, we will tie into. Uh-oh. Oh, I don't have. Where does that live? I think I had that. I can never remember that syntax either. It's never gonna happen. But I have it here. All right. It's always remembering where you last had that stuff. Actually, I want to put it on the other side of the color so I remember to remove that color. It's easy to find. All right, so now let's run this. See what happens. Okay. Wait, it's saying carousel now. Sorry. Opened up my phone and it went back to, okay, so we've got one right. Carousel's there. Blink-182 degrees hit, so we just need to do the bottom one. Dun dun dun! We are getting somewhere, guys. So fancy. So in the mini player, E colon, that. Actually, let's just be fancier. Copy it that way. All right. So exciting. It's really exciting when it gets to this point and you're like, I can see it. It's reacting. It's working. I can press play and I hear audio. I can see stuff. Maybe we'll do the current playlist button because that's a fun one too. All right, and it says carousel everywhere. Press play. It's so cool. It's totally working. I'm happy. All right, so we also need to do, we should be able to then bind, maybe we'll just do some stuff for the fancy binding for the thumbs up and thumbs down, which will be fine. Their button state, it is if the rating equals 0, it's thumbs down. And if it's greater than 0, it's thumbs up. Because technically Google and a lot of the others let you have like a 0 to 5 or a 0 to 10. And then we just set them to 10 or 0 or -1 if it's not set at all. Or is it 0 and 1? Now I'm going to have to consult the old stuff because I can't remember. But we're getting somewhere. Okay, let's go to here. View controllers. Now playing. I think it's this one. Yay! Okay, thumbs up. Set thumb state. Rating equals 1. Okay, it was 1, not 5. All right. Hey, we can do this. We can do this. All right, so now let's do this to our view model. This will make it easier on us since we have a view model now. Is that going to work? Trying to think, I could do a converter and bind it to the rating. That would work, right? Okay, yeah, and I can't remember how to make a converter, so that'll be good. Let's Google how to make a converter. Xamarin.Forms converter. Value converters. So we'll do a, okay, perfect, dun, dun, dun. Okay, so we need one of these for the int bool, yes. That's actually awesome that they already have one for that. So let's put one into data. I wonder if that's the right place. Not Chase. If you want, you can grab grab the one Nintendo. It's right there. Sorry, being asked if someone can play Nintendo. All right, so let's jump into here. Let's add a new converter. Let's do data. All right, so we'll do the thumbs up one, which is kind of awesome. It's just this. We'll bump it dum. That looks right. If value is not convert. Hold on, let's bring these in. So on this one, we want to say it's true if it is value equals 5. And then we'll do value equals. Perfect. All right. Let's finish the including stuff. And you know what? I'm just going to do these in the same one because there's kind of. And I might even be. And and here we'll just say equals value, done. All right, so we'll do thumbs up, which is just going to subclass this guy. Kind of dumb to have two classes that do this now, same thing. And then thumbs up, we'll do value equals 1. And copy this. All right, value equals 5. Perfect. So now we have our data converters. We're just going to put this into the gMusic namespace because I think that's already. What do we have referenced up here? We have. Right. Now I'm going to put it into the .views just because I am lazy. So now it's in there already. All right, now how to tie this puppy in. So now that we've got that, we throw into here resource dictionaries. That into our now playing. Come on, scroll over. All right, so content page has that. And these two are called not int to bool. These are. Is it not going to give me those? I just want to make sure the namespace is gMusic, not local. That's part of the problem. But you don't get any IntelliSense on these anyway. Okay, perfect. That one. Let's copy and paste since I don't want to do this wrong. And then we'll do thumbs down. Almost there. We're getting there. Oops. Just do. All right, and then to use those, I jump in and I do binding. Oh, these are nothing in XAML anyway. I don't do it here anyway. Right, our thumbs up. Did I do our thumbs up button here? I don't think I did. Yeah, our thumbs up buttons don't live here. All right, overthinking it. Now I need to do this not in XAML. I need to do this through a binding in code. All right. So we have our thumbs up button. Done. All right, so thumbs down button. Do thumbs up since I know that's where I'm at and it's valid here. Set binding. And we will say, those things aren't bindable yet. We are going to make those bindable. See, you got your wish, Alex. You got your wish. We're going to have to deal with binding stuff. All right, so we have the on or the state toggle button. Toggle button, state. So this is not done right. We need to do bindable property. As I mentioned, I never remember this, so Xamarin.Forms. Bindable property. Let's add one. All right, so here we go. Is that right? Okay. All right, so bindable property. This one is toggled. Let me paste just to make sure I don't put too many of any letters. I'm known to do that. And event name is toggled. That there. What's the event to command thing? Dun, dun, dun. I don't think I need that, do I? So type of bool. Is that all I need? No, I need something else. Okay, I think that's all I need there. Now, instead of doing mine the way I did it, I need this. Oh, I probably, was that the notification? But why I know XAML, the reason is I'm dynamically creating these buttons. And I mix and match XAML all the time, because why not? Oh, okay, that was type of toggle. This right here is type of toggle button that goes right here? Sweet. Okay, declaring type. Okay, so now in here I will now do this. Name of, oh, we should make that to where we can just have it magically do it from its, so we don't need toggle at all now. False. Oh, is this the default one? Done. Good, thanks. All right, so now get value and toggled property. And now, is that not right? Then can this thing be typed? No? Lame. That's all I have to do. Yep, okay, and then I'll set value. Set value and toggle property value. All right. Now we can bind to this thing. Okay. Where are we at now? All right, so in here where I create this thing, I'm saying set binding. I will do toggled button dot toggled property. Isn't there name stuff I can do in this? String path. Perfect. And then I'm also going to need to do a new converter in there. Okay, and the name is name of, I want song dot rating. And then converter, new thumbs up data converter. All right, I think that's right. Now let's do, that's thumbs up. Where's thumbs down? Right, there's thumbs down. Right, so thumbs down, do that. All right, this should work. Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah. All right, so now those should work. Now let's do our, inside of here, shuffle. I think what we can do is, do something to set their state. I think it's just Playback Manager dot share dot shuffle. Okay, so I will just do that on state. So I think this does a state. We'll need to do a if settings dot shuffle songs. I'm gonna say it's equal to not that because this is a toggler. All right, and then if shuffle that, and then settings. Sorry, this guy. I think there's more than that because I have to tell it when it's not shuffled. Or maybe I don't. Yeah, I don't actually. No, I don't have to. All right, I do need to set this button state though. B dot toggled. No, I don't have to. It'll auto toggle itself. Actually, do you know what I should do? Let's just do it here. Let's make sure that we keep these things in state. Equals b dot toggled. I just don't want these being out of state. Okay, now what we need to do is there we go, shuffle button. We're going to set this here. And its state is, yeah, actually we don't even need to do that because if we do create button, we could also say, okay, we will set their state by this. This state is, we'll do this. That way the action won't fire because it's not even hooked up yet. Now I don't even need to save this button because we don't even care. One less thing to worry about. All right, so now when I create this shuffle button is going to go here. We'll do settings dot shuffle songs. Perfect. Repeat is tricky. So repeat gets a different image based on, there's 3 states. Did I build that right? Did I even do that yet? I don't even know if I made that work yet. All right, let's run it. Let's see what repeat does, because I don't even think I built that in there. What is going on? Oh, okay, fixable. But now we should be able to thumbs up a song, switch, also thumbs down, and oh, I didn't write any of the logic to set those states. Right, I just did the converter so it'll show them if I have any with those states. Okay, dun dun dun. Those should work. Let's go into the database and fix one of those. Actually, you know, I think all the UI's there. I mean, I think all the code's there to make it work. So let's test this thing. Let's go to now playing page. Let's go to thumbs up button. Let's make this async. All right, so this dot no, not this. So music manager dot share dot wait, sorry. Let's start. Well, let's make the view model do this. We have a view model now, guys. We're gonna use the view model. Sync. Task. That. All right. So, await music manager dot share dot thumbs up, and I'll pass in current song. Equals null. Return. Don't do anything if there is no song. It just stays how it is. Actually, let's make this false. Done. All right, perfect. Now let's jump back over to here, and we'll say wait. Sorry. If await. Oh, I don't have a nice. Equals lighting context. I am totally lazy and do this everywhere because I hate having to write all the casting code. Oh wait, this dot thumbs up. And if that's true, oh, we need to. I've ran into this before. So since this does asynchronous code, we need to keep track of the song that it's doing it for. So var s equals this dot current song. So if now playing dot current song equals s b dot toggled equals true. Although it might auto toggle, we might not even need to do that. We'll check. We'll try it with and without that. Let's see what happens. Because our bindings might auto update, so we might not even have to update it, but you know, I can't help myself. All right, we have a song. Let's thumbs up it. What's it doing? Maybe it didn't work. I don't have to set the state, as we can see. That's handled for us. So we're just going to await that. But my question is, did that not follow through and finish? Go to this. Current song better not be null. Thumbs up. Go to declaration. If song equals null, oh man, I do null checks everywhere. All right, set ratings. Go. Set ratings is going to go and find it. Find all the API managers, set them to everywhere. We like you. And then it's going to do this. Okay, dun, dun, dun. Let's put some breakpoints in here. Oh, didn't need that. Let's run this again. Oh, right, and it should, this does a toggle to turn it on back to 0. If you untoggle it, it goes back to 0. Thumbs up. All right. So that one said true. S. All right. So then it also goes through this song. Its rating is now 5. Perfect. We'll update that. It updates. All right, so let's stop this and restart it. And we should see it is now toggled to thumbs up. Oh, our converter is not working right. Lame. Right. What's it doing? It's not even firing. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Right. Let's go jump into our code and see why not. All right, so I am saying thumbs up, set binding, toggled property to the song's rating, and oh, that's not right. That's not going to work. That can't work. Actually, let's do this fancy. All right, so problem is I need to go view model, then the property. I'm doing nested stuff. So name of, and the first one is, what is this? It is now, and the reason I'm doing it this way is that way if I do, oh, wrong one. I want, ha ha ha. Okay, I am going to change this really quick. Rename to just straight up view model. I close my door really quick. A kid opened it and now it's loud. Right? Now, there we go. Now playing view model, and then we'll put the dot in here. Dot. And I know it's longer than just writing the thing out, but I'd rather have it refactor safe. All right. Now I think that's right. Run that. Well, I close my door. Extra parentheses. Run it again. Go, go, go. All right, so now it's going to be current song. Now it's working. Yes. It helps to actually bind it to the right properties. Oh, but it's not thumbed up. All right. Let's run this again, actually debug it and see what's going on. Value. Value equals 5, which equals 5. So that returns true. That's... Oh, I bet I'm not calling set state. I bet it has to be with our state not getting set, because this technically never gets called from the converters. Is there... Property changing. Do this equals... All right. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Right, bindable. So what we'll do is that dot, oh no, I want on change, not changing. Is there a changed? Yes, there is. That's what I needed. Right. And then I don't need that set state because that'll never double. I just don't need that anymore. Well, that set state worked. Okay, those are firing a lot. Maybe that wasn't the issue. No, that was because it's working now. Okay. So, let's clean this up. That looks better, so let's just run this. Yeah, and then if I thumbs down it, let's make thumbs down work. All right, so now thumbs down also has additional logic, which we'll bring back in. Because when you thumb something down, you want to ditch that song. Like, we don't like this song, so yeah, we don't want to stay on it. All right, so thumbs down's at the top. All right, thumbs down. Playback Manager, share dot. Oh wait, I was gonna do it all through the view models. Right, and I don't even need to care about this anymore. With data binding, oh, that's just magic. All right, so go here. Let's duplicate this. Thumbs down. Move that here. Thumbs down. Bum-ba-da-dum. Thumbs down. Thumbs down is going to be down. And then we're also just going to say away, or no, sorry. Back manager. Playback manager dot shared dot next. Not next index. All right, let's test shuffle too. So we want to do, I'm going to do this right. Var t equals this. What I want to do is now await task dot when all. We're going to throw this guy in here. Then t, and then done. All right, so that'll check and make sure that both of them finish. So we can do them both at the same time. And then when it's done, we only care about the result of the thumbs down. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so now thumbs down should work. We should see it instantly turn it off. Oh. It'd be nice to get this into the carousel and get some of those nice visual cues. All right, so now if we thumbs down it, okay, that's what I was worried about. I always had that problem in the old one. Why are those always down? There's no way those are all set to. There's no way. Am I not doing my thumb? Oh. Anyone know the problem? We just had it. I'm an idiot. Forgot to fix both of them. Like, this is a fresh account with like just a little bit of stuff. I'm like, there's no way those are all set to thumbs down. And the thumbs down, yeah, like the nice thing about data binding is it'll only do it for that object, which is good. 0. So this should fire twice now, one for thumbs up and one for thumbs down. All right. So if I untoggle, ooh. All right, we need to be smarter. Much smarter. So we only care about next track. You know, these should go fast enough. I don't even think I need to weight them in order. All right, we're not going to do this anymore. We're going to change this. All right, so what we want to say is now we'll say if, no, actually let me double check the state in this thing. So if we thumbs down, it's going to set the rating to 1. I need to be able to unrate the song. This is the one I need, is the unrate. I'm not properly doing unrating. All right, so if current song dot rating equals 1, okay, we can undo this. We can do this right then. Do this. All right, so if current song dot rating equals 1, it's going to do this. Else, await, unrate. All right, perfect. All right, now we need to do that on thumbs up as well. I mean, I guess I could put that logic into the music manager, but oh well, this is fine. View models can handle this stuff. All right, so we'll say if current song dot rating equals 5, else. I like how this stuff's like saying, don't do an else, just return. Because they're right. There's no need to do an else because it's the only thing left. All right. Now it'll untoggle them, not just set them. Toggle behavior, always tricky. These booleans always get you. Okay. Why did it skip? Huh. Logic is failing me. Oh. It's not equal to 1. Booleans. Boolean operators. So tricky. All right. So this one has a rating of 0. So it thumbs down. Untoggle it. What happened? Okay, let's try this one more time. Something's locked up. Something crashed. App crashed. Debugger crashed. Something crashed. So we're going to untoggle this one. And it unwrite. Perfect. Thumbs down it, it switches. Something's going on. I'm hearing both songs at once. But that is not working right. Alright, so I need to debug this playback. Alright, let's go through this. Let's go back to this again. Let's go to next track. Oh, next track without pause. Is that right? So let's go into here. Thumbs that down. Current player is not null, so I pause that. What if it was just a... Something crazy's going on. Next works. And my previous isn't starting the song over. I go back. It's halfway through the song. Something didn't translate right when I did my fade player. Very tricky. I need to get the progress slider. That'll make a big difference. Let's throw that in there. Because playback is glitchy. Very, very glitchy. Can't have glitchy playback. Alright, so for now, we're just going to throw a slider in there. Where do I want to throw that slider? So we're going to throw it. Do we have it up? I preview this puppy. Why is previewing on Android? Default to iOS. I thought I was supposed to. Why can't I choose iOS? Oh, iOS was just hidden. Alright, so let's just throw it. We have, what's our grids? What's the blue is the main content, silver is the mini player, and that's where we want it. We have 30, 30. We'll just throw it. Throw one more column, or one more. We need a row in there. Trying to think how that thing's gonna work. So that thing is tricky on the old one. It's a really tricky layout because it's visible there, but then it stops. I don't think I was going to animate that. I'm debating whether I want to try and do that in Forms. Because all that layout is in Forms, and that stuff is tricky to do. Or if I do that here, I don't even know how to do that in Forms. That was nice. Then the one control just worked. What if I just throw a row in here? All right, so we'll do dot row definitions. Throw a row in there. And we are going to need to move all of this stuff down a row, because all of these are in the wrong places. Oh, this is the mini player. Wrong one. We're not throwing these in the mini player. Okay, let's go up here and look at this one. All right, so this one, I have a grid, which is the album artwork view. And it's the blue. It looks right. Underneath it, I have the silver. That is a grid with some things in there. It does rows, no columns. It's all automatic. Let me just undo a bunch. I want to make sure I didn't break anything. All right. So in here, if we add in a new grid, I hate all these grids, but they're very simple grids. All right. And inside of here, we're going to do, yeah, I think it's a grid because I need to have a slider that goes all the way across. And then I also need two labels, two time labels. So label, this is going to be grid.column span 3. We'll make these labels. Okay, so this is going to be grid.column, dot row 1. And then this one is going to be grid.row 2 and grid.column 0, 1, 2. That should be right. And this one is going to be, it's going to be wrong. We'll need to do something. We'll need to do another data binder for this thing. But for here, we'll do text binding equals current song. Oh, these are methods. No, they're not. We're going to need to have another thing on here. Okay, so let's go to our view model. We also need to have shared dot playback state change, not the state. There's something on the status. Current track position change. This is what I'm looking for. And then track position, this tells us everything we need to know. Perfect. All right, so and we'll do one more of these. Oops, wrong one. You get lowercased. All right, so we'll do get track position, set property, function value, do that, and then here equals e dot data. Let's make that internal since that's internal. Now that's all happy. That should still work with binding. Binding is track position dot. And actually track position has all those on there, doesn't it? Current time string. So it is current time and then remaining, right? Trying to remember how these work. And remaining time. Okay, so that'll show us as things change. And then percent. This isn't going to work for setting. We'll need to fix that. I'll do that differently. But slider value. All right, that should work. That should work. Let's see. Our slider's ugly, and our times aren't perfect. All right. Oh, my timers aren't hooked up yet. Trying to remember where those notifications come from. Let's go find those. Why can't I scroll? And references. Fade player. That does it there. Here we go. Progress timer. Oops, wrong one. So progress timer. Let's put some stuff in here for when it ticks. Run again, run again. Hmm. I know it's something with the bindings. Don't they not like that? I thought that worked though, because that counts as a get. Let me just do this for kicks. See if that fixes the remaining time. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. It's this one. Maybe it doesn't like the internal. I thought that would work. Shouldn't matter, it's reflection. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe that needs to be public. Done. Right, let's make all this public and see if that fixes it. And then view model. Let's make sure that's actually firing too. It's firing. Hey, it was the internal. That's getting somewhere. Okay, so I didn't need to do anything else on here except for make this internal or public. That's lame. I can't data bind on the internal. Don't like that. Don't like it at all. Alright, so let's close all these. Let's fix that, and then I think I might be done for the day because I've made some good progress on this. That time was in the wrong one. So row, that should be in row 1, column 2. Run that again. And see how it goes. Alright, so press play. That needs to write a line all the way. But that's working. That's totally working. Oh, that's funny, my gesture. I also don't have the native audio playback in there, or volume. That's gonna be platform specific, so I'm gonna need to do a native audio view or native sound view or something that will show up there. It doesn't actually show up in the simulator because simulator's lame. But if we have that, we'll automatically get AirPlay. So it's worth doing that. Right. That's really cool. All right, so the silver is an absolute layout. Oh, this isn't, no, that's right. So this is a grid. Right, I need to move everything down a row now. All right, so this stack, bottom bar, row 3, row 2, and this one, row 1. Now our overlapping is fixed. It's looking good. Run it, and let's do text, horizontal or vertical text alignment equals end. And, oh no, it's all horizontal, not vertical. All right, let's run that. And it should now be docked on the right. I might be really happy with that. And I might call that a day. I know my colors are off, but we are slowly getting to where these are impaired, are pretty close. Need to make those labels smaller, decrease some padding. That one's a custom slider compared to this one. Oh, that's working now. I mean, we haven't hooked into it yet, so it doesn't quite work, but let's get the hook up there. So cool. So cool. So yeah, we'll fight that another day. Didn't that, oh, that didn't create. Didn't hit enter right. Value changed, enter. Oops. I hit enter, or how do I make that? Oh, that did not autocomplete like it was supposed to. So we'll just do that. Same difference. Right. And we're not going to throw a nothing. We're good there. And we can kill this slider. That's just for IntelliSense. And voila. I'm pretty happy with the progress we made today. Let's go over to the... Here. We did playlist management. I did not make it over to equalizer. And I think I'm done for the day though, so probably won't get that far. But that was good. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully this was useful to you guys. If not, feel free to give me some suggestions or things you'd like to see, and I'll work on this how you guys want to. Um, Thanks. And I'm actually let's commit this first and push it up. Right now works with and now playing buttons. Perfect. Push it up. All right. Thanks, and I'll sign out. See ya.